Okay, it's been a couple weeks, but man, April's been pretty kind to a lot of these plants here, this bamboo. So we'll kind of go along. I think I showed you this a couple weeks back. I'm not really even sure when it was, but we've got a couple new fast-growing additions here. This group of 3 or 4 plants didn't have anything next to it. This thing showed up in about 4 or 5 days here, if you can see it behind there. It's thick too, so I think it'll be pretty tall. I don't have a height on that, but I'm gonna guess that looks like probably about 16, 17 inches here or so. Saw that this one kind of had a newbie this morning. He's a little small and thin, and he's kind of coming out sideways here. So not sure how big he's gonna get. This guy still hasn't gotten anything. This guy just still looks like still waiting on something to pop up from him. This one's got 2. One is kind of in the middle of these 3, which is kind of nice. I wish it had traveled a little further. And then this guy's coming up. He's brand new, so he's new within the last couple days. These purple ones, they make me think that this is the spectabilis one when they come up purple, from what I'm seeing. And then when they come up green like this, I think that's a different breed or whatever, species, basically. This one I screwed up because I tried to tie it down, and it was really fragile, and I ended up cracking it. So you could see where I had tied it. I wasn't sure if it would keep growing, and the answer is once it cracks, it's done, I think. So nothing's gonna happen here, and that's been tied there for about a week or so. But good news is we've got one next to the one that's cracked off here that's coming up, and that's spectabilis, it looks like, from the purple look. Got some skinny ones coming up through the middle here. This one again is purple, so my theory is that this is spectabilis as well for these number 2 plants. This one we know was spectabilis because we bought it as a 1, and it's already yellow, and so we've got kind of a skinny one coming up behind it. Don't think it's going to be all that tall. These ones are impressive. So this plant here has given us 2 really thick ones, and I would think these are going to outgrow the siblings that they came from here, just based on the thickness of the culm. Looks pretty thick, looks thicker than this one. I'm not sure if it's showing up on the camera as well, but yeah, these ones, this plant looks like it's about 12 feet tall by itself, and then these new ones, I'm going to guess, will probably get to 15 or so, which will be great for some coverage. This one's a thin one. I don't see much coming out of him right now. Let's see. Yeah, nothing really new. This guy, the runt, he ends up, we've got 2 that are kind of coming up next to it, and I think that these are definitely going to outgrow. We're only a 6 foot tall plant here, roughly, and it's pretty sparse, so hopefully these will kind of take over. This one's kind of coming out a little diagonal. I'm not sure yet how these diagonal ones are going to look, but you can see even behind it here, this one's begun to leaf, which is pretty cool, and it's kind of become indecipherable. It's about 6 feet tall. It's really thin, but I'm not sure if that one's going to survive. It's pretty thin. This one here is a number 2, and it looks like it's going to be a spectabilis, but I don't see any new growth. It looks like one coming up next to the root there, but super skinny. I'd love to see a thick one coming up there. This one's pretty quiet, nothing yet. Same with this number 2. It hasn't really done much. This one's got, this is a spectabilis plant, and it's gotten really tall. You see that one kind of coming up behind there. They're purple at the top, and then once they get to a certain height, they kind of start to show this green here, and I wonder how long that will last. This is a number 2. It almost looks like this one's dead. If you look up, it doesn't have any like leaves on it. It's got a few leaves kind of towards the top. Super tall plant, but I don't see any new growth kind of coming up next to it, so I'm wondering about that. This one has a brand new sibling next to it. And then these two, I can tell this number 2 plant is not spectabolous because of the green, and it just seems to have a different consistency to it. It's like woodier right off the bat, and it looks like it's got a twin next to it here kind of coming up. But this is probably 6.5 feet tall, and then the one behind it here, you can kind of see that spectabolous plant. That's kind of gotten pretty tall as well. You can kind of see where it tops out right there. So yeah, a lot of good growth. Really curious. Hopefully some of these other ones that appear to be nothing to them, I mean, they're not going anywhere. This is a 20-foot tall plant, but nothing coming up from it yet. So just wondering on that. All right, we'll check back in soon.